Long ago, in a vibrant forest filled with tall sal trees and fragrant wildflowers, lived Mriga, a peacock whose beauty was unmatched. His feathers shimmered like emeralds and sapphires, and when he spread his tail, it looked as if 100 painted eyes were staring back at the sun. Mriga loved his beauty more than anything else. Every morning, he stood by the calm lake, admiring his reflection. Deer, monkeys, and even tiny squirrels gathered to see him dance. "Look at me," he boasted one day. "No one in this forest is as splendid as I am. Even the clouds gather to watch me dance." The animals clapped and cheered, everyone except Chidiya, a tiny brown sparrow. Her feathers were plain, her body small, and she lived a simple life, collecting seeds and caring for her family. As she watched Mriga strut, she chirped, "Pride doesn't last long, Mriga. Your feathers are lovely, but do they help you fly better or escape danger? Beauty without purpose is a burden." Mriga laughed loudly. "What would a dull little sparrow know about beauty? Keep collecting your seeds, Chidiya. I was born to be admired." Chidiya shook her head but said no more. The forest thrived in peace for many weeks until one fateful evening when dark clouds swallowed the sun. The wind howled, bending branches and rustling leaves. Birds hurried to their nests, and deer huddled under thick bushes. Chidiya darted to Mriga. "A storm is coming! Find shelter quickly!" But Mriga, standing proudly on a rock, spread his train wide. "A little rain won't harm me. In fact, I look even more dazzling when wet." Then the storm hit. Thunder roared, lightning split the sky, and rain poured in sheets. The wind grew fierce, tearing branches from trees. Mriga tried to fly to safety, but his heavy soaked feathers weighed him down. Worse, his long train got tangled in vines and thorny bushes. He flapped desperately, but the more he struggled, the worse it got. His magnificent feathers tore one by one, scattering in the mud. Exhausted, he collapsed under a tree, cold and shivering. When the storm passed, the forest was drenched and quiet. Chidiya flew out from her dry shelter and saw Mriga lying in the mud, his feathers broken and dull. "Mriga!" she chirped, hopping closer. He looked up weakly, tears in his eyes. "Chidiya, you were right. My pride has ruined me. I've lost everything." Chidiya, despite his past arrogance, felt pity. "Don't worry. Beauty can grow again, but wisdom must grow first." She brought him seeds and berries, feeding him patiently for many days. She cleaned his wounds and encouraged him to rest. Slowly, Mriga's strength returned. "I don't deserve your kindness," he admitted one day. True kindness is not given because someone deserves it," Chidiya replied gently. "It's given because it's right." From that day, Mriga began to listen more and talk less. Weeks passed, and Mriga's feathers began to grow back. But now he chose not to boast. Instead of dancing just to show off, he started using his graceful movements to entertain and teach young animals. He learned from the monkeys how to laugh, from the deer how to be gentle, and from Chidiya how to live simply. One morning, he stood by the lake where he once admired himself and said aloud, "Beauty is not for pride, but for spreading joy. It should never blind us to what truly matters: kindness, friendship, and courage." Chidiya smiled proudly. One evening, danger crept into the forest. 2 hunters entered, carrying nets and sticks. They whispered to each other, "The peacock with the beautiful feathers will fetch us a good price in the city." Chidiya overheard them and flew quickly to Mriga. "Hunters are here! They are looking for you. We must act fast." Mriga's heart raced, but he stayed calm. "I won't run away alone. We must protect the other animals too." As the hunters approached the lake, Mriga stepped into the moonlight and spread his partially grown train. The moonlight shimmered on his feathers, creating moving patterns on the ground. The hunters froze, mesmerized by the hypnotic display. "Look at him. "What a marvelous bird," they whispered, stepping closer without noticing the tangled roots and slippery ground. Suddenly, Mriga let out a loud warning call. Deer darted away, monkeys shook branches, and startled birds flew in swarms, confusing the hunters. In their panic, the hunters slipped, fell into the muddy lake, and fled in fear, leaving their nets behind. The animals cheered. Chidiya chirped, "You saved everyone, Mriga." Mriga smiled humbly. "It wasn't my beauty that saved us. It was courage and your timely warning." From that day, Mriga was loved not just for his feathers, but for his wisdom and kindness. He no longer danced to boast. Instead, he danced to celebrate life and teach others about friendship. Chidiya and Mriga became inseparable friends, often seen together by the lake, telling stories to young animals. When someone praised his feathers, Mriga would always reply, "A kind heart is the most beautiful thing anyone can have." Moral pride leads to downfall, but humility earns respect. True beauty is in kindness and courage, not in appearance.